So I just dropped off a customer who, she looked young, but I guess I didn't really think too much about it until until we were really close to the destination. She's like, oh, we're going to do this or that. And I was like, wait, are you going? Oh, she asked the time. And that was what made me think, oh, she's concerned about being late for school. Because she did look young. I thought she was high school age. And then I realized, oh, are we going to the middle school I know nearby? And so once I realized that, I was just like, okay, so question, it's something that the conservatives that I interact with, they really are freaked out about people in school learning about gender and using they, them pronouns. Do they actually do that in your school? And she said, yeah. And I was like, well, is that in the context of just being respectful for everybody, or is it more something you talk about in, specified classes? She was like, no, more in those kinds of classes. And I was like, oh, okay. And, I said, the older people, they don't like it because it's like conservatives. They want to conserve how things were, back in the day. And so it's something where they see things changing and they don't like it and they think it's kind of crazy. And she's like, yeah, I think it's kind of crazy, which I find interesting. She was somebody who looked like she was Asian, like maybe Vietnamese or something. So I can see somebody coming from a more traditional culture like that, being surrounded by people who think it's weird and so thinking it's weird as well. But I was just like, oh yeah, I just like to ask, typical people, just ask normal people's opinion about things. And then I asked her about Taylor Swift, like what do you think of Taylor Swift? She's like, oh, I love Taylor Swift. And I was like, damn it, if only I had started the conversation earlier. But I was like, oh really, what's your favorite album? She said 1989. I said, me too. And then I asked, do you still like the stuff they play on the radio all the time? And she's like, yeah, and I like certain songs of hers, like Love Story. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I asked her, then she told me there was a Swiftie club. I was like, what is a Swiftie? What do you do at Swiftie club? And she said that you stay in the cafeteria and listen to Taylor Swift. And then she said something about a balloon with Taylor's face on it, which I don't understand why you would have a balloon or how that would contribute to a club. But hey, I'm just reporting what she said. And then I asked, to finish off, I asked her if she liked 22 and We're Never Getting Back Together. And she said, yeah. And then I told her the story that I heard, which I believe is for We Are Never Getting Back Together, which is that somebody really just asked Taylor, oh, are you going to get back together with Jake? And she had the guitar with her and she just improvised, the guitar part of We're Never Getting Back Together. And then, eventually worked it into the more complex song that we know from there. So anyway, always excited to interact with the Swifties. So thanks for watching. Have a good day.